Hi, welcome back to our channel. Have you ever heard the phrase, do as I say, not as I do? I started to think about that. As we are navigating the world, the new world with our children, it's just not going to cut it to only tell them what to do and not show them what to do. Our kids are watching us, from masks to technology to the way that we vote and how we interact with others. Our children are watching. So I wanted to make a quick video and ask you a few questions about how you are role modeling for your child. I want you to think about these 5 areas. Just answer to yourself the questions that I asked. The first is spiritual. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to subscribe to any religion, but where do you turn when things get tough? Are you turning to a bottle or are you turning to a Bible? Our kids are watching. So what is it that helps you to make it through the difficult times in life? I don't know about you, but this year I've needed to depend on my spiritual beliefs to get me through. And so I know that I'm passing that on to my son. Physical. All right, what are you doing to fuel your body, right? It's so easy, especially if you are in quarantine or you're spending a lot more time home, to just, sit and catch up on Netflix, play video games. What kind of physical activities are you incorporating in your life? Are you going for evening walks? Are you running? Are you doing yoga in the mornings? What are you feeding your body? Is it a bunch of fast food, or are you actually sitting down and preparing dinner? Now, I absolutely understand that this is easier said than done, but making the attempt and being intentional about it allows your children to see what is good for their physical well-being. Mental, what are you doing for your mental? Woo! When stress hits, when life hits, what is helping you to maintain mental health and mental wellness? Well, you might be in therapy. You might be reading a really good book. You might be pausing to analyze and to reflect what's going on in your life. You may be incorporating some more rest and some self-care. You may be journaling. I mean, the things that you're doing to help take care of your mental well-being are things that your children are also going to attempt to do. So think about, are you even paying attention to it? Are you managing your mental well-being? And how can you help your child to do the same thing? Social life. Okay. Our social lives have changed drastically this year. I don't care where you are, what you're used to doing, there has been a change. And so keeping in touch with loved ones, if it's via video chat, if it's sending emails, text messages, joining groups that are online or hosting your own social media groups, those things are super duper important. Building strong relationships. What do the relationships in your life look like? It's really important to look at what are the positive relationships and how are you modeling those for your kids. We are emotional beings. Whether male, whether female, whether old, whether young, regardless of your personality type, you're an emotional being. And so it's important to check your temperature. Are you grumpy all day? Are you walking around frumpy and bitter? Are you sad? Are you making the most of what's going on in your current situation and exuding joy and patience and forgiveness and love? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you anticipating something? It's important to name those things and to have a community to be able to process and talk to about these things. What does what I'm doing have to do with my kids? Well, more is caught than taught. No matter what you think, they are watching, they are learning, they are going to repeat the behavior that they see patterned before them. And so it's really important that in those 5 areas, you model what you want your kids to see. Let's recap. Spiritual. Ask yourself, what do you turn to when things get tough? Physical, how are you fueling your body? Mental, what do you do to find rest? Social, how are you plugging in? How are you plugging into others? Emotionally, are you doing a temperature check and what's helpful for you? For me, I'm just going to share a few things. My spiritual life, listening to good music, reading, talking to others who believe the same thing that I believe, that's really important. For physical, practicing yoga. And I want to tell you, my attention span in yoga, it's a challenge, but I dedicate myself to some kind of physical activity. Living room dance parties, that is my cup of tea. Mental, plugging into therapy, plugging into really, really good self-development and personal development books. Socially, I love a good Zoom party. So I have organized them, taken part in them. I've started Facebook groups that help with my interests. guilty pleasure. I watched this Netflix show and I found a group of people who love the same show. And so that was an outlet. It was just a bit of joy and a little bit of socializing. Emotionally, I have a journal. I tap into my journal. I watch movies and I listen to music that allow my emotions to flow. I hope that this really helps you as a parent, as a guardian, to take a moment and let this be a checkpoint. How am I doing spiritually, physically, mentally, socially, and emotionally? Hopefully you learned something. You can take something from this. You can think about it a little bit further, and make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to our page. And then head on over to www.sup-ed.com. We'll see you there. Bye.